Hello and happy Black Girl Freedom Week. Thank you to everyone for joining this conversation. I'm Fatima Goss Graves, and I'm just so grateful to be able to participate in the conversation about safety and justice, and to do so with the phenomenal, amazing activists in conversation with me. And I have been looking forward to this all day. And speaking though of phenomenal, Black Girl Freedom Fund would like to thank Phenomenal for producing these dope t-shirts. This edition features our new logo, which was inspired by the artwork of teenage artist Caitlin Holland, and so folks can see. And so I'll stop here though, because I really want to make sure that I have a chance to introduce my partners and bring them into the conversation. And Afia, do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Yes, hi, my name is Afia. I'm a New York City youth organizer with Soul Sisters Leadership Collective.
Yeah. Maya?
Hello.
And Maya, I don't know if we could hear you, but do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I said,
I'm wondering if we're having some sound problems hearing you, Maya. Can you try one more time?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
said I'm Maya Davis. I'm a Black Swan Youth Lead Organizer.
Yeah. So Maya, can you start by telling us about the work you do, about the work of Black Swan?
Well, Black Swan is a nonprofit organization in DC to help Black middle school and high school youth have power and give them platforms to have voice for their voices to be heard. We host events and protests, and we also go down to the DC Council and give testimonies of Black youth. And we also use this motto of pride, purpose, and power to inspire Black youth to speak out on situations that they're very passionate about.
Huh. Well, so I work at and lead the National Women's Law Center in DC, and we have been really lucky to work with Black Swan over the years and really know the powerful work that you do at the Law Center. Our work with Black girls really is led by their desires and demands. And so we try to provide the law and policy and culture work to support them, and have been really glad to do it here in DC with folks like Black Swan and in other places. I don't, Afia, how does the work of Black Swan, is it similar or different from the work that you do in New York as a youth organizer?
Very similar. We do the same thing. Our mission is to mobilize system-involved girls, femmes, and TVNC youth of color, being Black, Brown, Indigenous, to interrupt cycles of state violence, poverty, and oppression. And we do this with our 4 pillars, which is leadership, social justice, healing, and the arts. We were started in Miami, but we also branched off into New York City. And yeah, our work is the same. We pretty much protest, lead workshops, help up on coalitions, same.
So you're both organizers, you're both leaders, you both have a ton of ideas, I know, about what the work should be and what the adults should be doing at this time. And we really believe that we need to be following your lead, and that our work is super connected. About 2 weeks ago, and I really want to ask both of you guys about this, the co-founders of the Black Girl Freedom Fund and we were sitting around and on a text thread with each other, angry and upset about what we were seeing in the media about the treatment of Black girls. There were 3 different incidents where Black girls were harmed at school, out of school, by police. And we didn't think there was enough attention to it, but it also echoed some things that made us just outraged. And I'm curious about both the work you guys do and of the folks you organize with, your friends, your families. How are you experiencing this time? What is it leaving you with right now? Afia, why don't we start with you and then we'll bring in.
Okay. So I've heard about it, and it really, it's not like this work is more so like a calling. You feel me? I feel like that's the situation in Rochester really hit home because everything that's going on in the world really hits home as a youth, as a Black girl in America. It hurts. But like, I really resonated with that situation because I have a 9-year-old niece. So I couldn't imagine that being my niece in that situation. And because of this, we have started organizing a project where we wanted to raise awareness on the incident that happened in Rochester, where a 9-year-old girl was pepper sprayed. Whoever is watching, if you haven't heard, and the project consists of us interviewing people, whether that's strangers, family members, and asking them questions about what it is to be a 9-year-old, what it is to be a kid, and like what is your experience with 9-year-olds and being like around police or like as a kid in general, whether that's 9 or whatever age you were. Um, and this is going to be a series, like a storytelling series on our content on social medias, on Instagram and TikTok. So y'all can follow us to see that at least Soul Sisters.
All right.
Well, I've also heard about the incidents, and with that going on, especially when I heard about the 9-year-old, I felt like really disgusted with it, and especially with the two girls in the school, since I can kind of understand their standpoints of when it comes to like most of them were agitated or even provoked into the situations that led to the calling of school enforcements to be involved because I've myself been in situations like that. So it really angered me. And to start off, one thing I know police shouldn't be dealing with any type of mental health crisis or anything, and definitely shouldn't be in schools. With Black Swan, we've worked with mental health, especially in school environments. So like one thing is that yes, police shouldn't be in schools, and um, 1 minute, I'm sorry. We should have a separate field of social workers or therapists to deal with these type of things and have to call in law enforcement to deal with something that's not even in their jurisdiction.
So Maya, I feel like you're naming clear policy demands that flow from um, the anger that you're talking about. And I'm wondering what else for either Afia or Maya, you think are the things that we need to change about either our laws or our policies to make sure that Black girls are affirmed and loved and treated fairly.
Well, like Maya said, we definitely need more counselors and not cops in schools. I feel like the requirements to become a police officer are way too lenient. I think when it comes to being a police officer, they need to have the capacity to understand the people that they're supposed to protect mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that. But I feel like the justice system doesn't really make it seem that way. I feel like, yeah, like we need counselors, more social workers reporting to the scene rather than a cop because children are scared of cops, especially now. We know what's going on. We're not blind. So we need people that's going to talk to them, not attack them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I completely agree with her. Um, I think we should just be able to provide more resources especially for Black youth in lower income communities, to have someone they can talk to instead of always having to resort to more harmful ways, especially getting school resource officers involved to the point where children are being kicked out of school and suspended. That's not helping. It's usually creating completely
Yeah.
more problems with them and shows like a force of rebellion. That's why a lot of kids don't want to go to school because they already see cops outside of school. Why should they have to see them in school?
Mm.
What would it look like if schools were this place where Black youth felt welcome, and when you open that door to walk in, you felt like you wanted to go to school? What would that look like for you? What are the types of things that would make you have that feeling?
Well, I know that, well, like being a youth, a Black woman, Black girl from New York, like schools, all of our schools mostly have like metal detectors and stuff like that. And I feel like that, I see why it can be necessary, but I feel like it should be removed from schools. That is one thing that like kind of scares you. Like you walking in a building, it almost feels like you're walking into a jail, like a jailhouse. Like there's no counselors. Like in my school, there's no counselors, there's police officers, multiple deans, but no counselors, no body for like mental health. There's no therapy. That's what would make me want to go to school. If I felt like, all right, I can confide in an adult, there's someone here that I can talk to, rather than if I talk to somebody or if I'm acting out, oh, something is wrong. They're not thinking about it deeply. Like maybe she needs to talk to somebody. Maybe this shouldn't just result to police and, the law enforcement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I completely agree with Afia. My school has metal detectors, and when you walk into school, you get pat down. They search your bags. Um,
Mm-mm.
it feels like I'm walking into an environment that welcomes any type of harm with these um, security. It's like, what do I need all this for? It's basically like them saying, yeah, something harmful is definitely going to come here. And if school was a place where Black children or even all children in general feel welcome, graduation statistics will be way higher. More kids will feel obligated to finish school. There would
Mm.
be more of a success rate, especially in low income communities. No kids would be dropping out. And I just feel like people can actually get the full education that they need and feel comfort and feel like this is a place that I feel happiness in, that I feel like I can come to every day. I have someone there for me. I have a reason to go, that this place is going to bring me somewhere. And children now don't feel that at all.
So, it's funny because sometimes the metal detectors, the police, that's done in the name of safety. And what I hear you guys saying is it doesn't make you feel safe at all. So what does safety look like? What does safety look like for Black girls, especially in school?
Um, to me, safety will be able to go to the police for help and not being scared they'll target you instead, or going to the police for help and they actually believe you, or like being in mental distress and not being handcuffed, like getting referred to talk to somebody else rather than, oh, she's crazy, she's acting hectic. What is the problem? There's always a reason for something. Prosecuting the cops who abuse their power, defunding the police, and refunding our education system, because that's what's important. People need to learn how to be real police officers.
Mm.
To me, safety, it was just like feeling comfort, like feeling like no matter like when you walk to school, you don't have to worry about being sexualized. You don't have to worry about being harmed while you're there because there's nobody in school you can talk to, especially if something does happen in school. Because I know many of people who've been harassed in school, sexually or even physically, and nobody in the school has done anything. They were just brushed off. I feel like school, it would be a place of comfort. Like people will actually want to go.
Yeah. I'm hearing comfort. I'm hearing, warmth. I'm hearing welcome. So I'm sure people who are watching you right now, you may not know this, are getting excited when they're hearing you because you guys are dope leaders. And I think they're going to want to know, how can they get involved? So I'm wondering if you can tell folks who are watching how to support the work you do. If there's one thing they can do with Black Swan, if there's one thing that they can do to sort of further the work you guys are doing with Soul, what would it be?
I feel like y'all need to be more present, open your minds, research, know what's going on, and follow us on our social media so you can see. If you don't know, you can see it. Our Instagram is Lead Soul Sisters. Our TikTok is Lead Soul Sisters. Our website is soulsistersleadership.org. So you can check everything out if you don't know.
To get involved with Black Swan, you can just like go to your city councilors, talk to them, ask questions, tell them that these policies need to be set in place to protect people. But you can also go to Black Swan Academy to donate and also research. Our website is blackswanacademy.com, and our Instagram is Black Swan Academy, and so is our Twitter.
Yeah.
So before we close out, one of the things that we're talking about on social media is Black Girl Freedom Dreams. And I've named my Black Girl Freedom Dreams out there in the world, and I hope you guys would appreciate it. It is basically the dream that Black girls can go to school with dignity and with safety. What's your Black Girl Freedom Dream?
My Black girl freedom dream would be living in a world where Black girls can unapologetically like be ourselves without the inequality, the judgment, or the constant put down.
What's your Black Girl Freedom Dream?
My Black Girl Freedom Dream is where Black girls are able to go places without feeling in danger, without feeling like there's a chance that they may be harassed for who they are, to be seen as equal to everyone everywhere they go because they are equal. We all are equal.
So I'm going to adopt your Black Girl Freedom Dreams too, because I've learned to follow the leadership. Right. And if you haven't already, both of you have named the organizations and your social handles. You can follow on TikTok and you can follow on Instagram. But I really want to thank you, Afia and Maya, for sharing your time and your expertise with all of us. And I want to thank everyone who has been tuning in. And I really want to encourage people to join all of the events that are happening throughout the week. I want people to follow Black Girl Freedom Fund and 1 Billion for Black Girls on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and on our website. And I want to make sure that people can complete the survey that is out so that we're able to really and importantly, robustly invest in Black, cis, and trans girls and gender expansive Black youth in this country. Afia, what's your call to action for people who are tuning in?
So we have a project coming up, a storytelling series that I mentioned. I really want you guys to follow us on TikTok and Instagram and check out our website, donate if you can. We have our 5-year anniversary just passed, so we're still celebrating that. Yeah, our Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all of that is the same, Lead Soul Sisters. Just check us out. That would mean the world.
Maya, what's the call to action for everyone who's tuning in and wanting to know what to do? What's the call to action for you?
Well, like I said, you can join our social media. You can keep up to date with events that we're doing. I believe we have an event coming up. I don't know all the information on that, but definitely tune into our Instagram. We are very active on there, and especially on Twitter to keep up. And also go to our website, blackswanacademy.com, where we talk about all our past works that we done and upcoming ones as well. Mm, Again, it's blackswanacademy.com, and our Instagram is Black Swan Academy, and our Twitter is Black Swan Acad. So, yes.
All right. And I'm going to make you, Fia, one more time say your Instagram and TikTok handles so that people really know what they are.
Lee Soul Sisters, Twitter, Lee Soul Sisters, Facebook, Lee Soul Sisters, TikTok, Lee Soul Sisters, and our website is soulsistersleadership.org.
Okay. I feel so lucky to have learned from you today and to have been in community and conversation with you today. I feel like the charge you gave all of us was really, really clear, right? So if folks are watching and wondering, what is it that they want us to do? I feel like you have laid out a path to make schools safer and more welcoming. That path includes having adults in the room to talk to. That path includes not having to engage with police all the time, not entering buildings where you're patted down on your way in first thing. And a real investment in counseling and therapy and resources that make young people whole and well, rather than penalize them. Did I get it? Am I close? All right. Well, I want folks to take this. I want folks to follow the really important work that Black youth organizers are doing around this country and here in DC with Black Swan and around with Soul, and follow their leadership because you are clearly guiding us to a better place. It's been an honor to be with you. It's an honor to work with you at the National Women's Law Center, and we will continue to follow and lift up your work. And check out Black Girl Freedom Fund.
Also, may I add?
Yeah.
We on our website we have a police-free schools petition that we would like people to sign, and we would also love to say, please support your youth in your community, help them, listen to their voices, and give. Since you're adults, you're able to speak out on our behalf. So please take our requests, our problems into consideration and speak out on those.
We'll take those calls to action. Support your youth, listen to them, lift them up, speak out on their behalf. And I'll just remind everyone that you guys are speaking out on everyone's behalves too. So we are grateful to you. We're grateful for your leadership. We're grateful for the way you do the work you do. And you can count on us. That's what this is about. So thanks everyone for tuning in, for being with us. Thank you so much, Afia and Maya. I feel really grateful to have closed my day with you. And check out the rest of the content for this week for Black Girl Freedom Week, and happy Black Girl Freedom Week. Bye everyone.